What's going on, my trainer club? Today we are going to check out something that we haven't checked out just like this before. We are going to talk about how completely overpowered Mega Pokemon are and underrated and overlooked in Pokemon Go right now. So welcome to the trainer club. Here we go. Welcome back, everybody. Let me know in the comments below, how do you feel about Mega Pokemon so far? I know a lot of you guys may have some complaints about these Pokemon. You may be talking about how it's like not fair that we have to raid for these Pokemon. You may be complaining maybe about how long that these Pokemon are actually out for a total of 4 hours in general. And I did share some of those beliefs with you guys as well. I did make a constructive video of how to make Mega Pokemon better in Pokemon Go, which if you guys haven't seen, you can check out up here. I still think a lot of those points are pretty valid. I would love to see those Mega Pokemon be out for longer. I would love to be able to continue to get easier Mega Energy. I would love to be able to best buddy up those Pokemon and earn Mega Energy as that Pokemon being your best buddy. So it's not completely reliant upon raids, even though the raid Mega Energy is so much higher right now. Up until this point right now, I just wanted to point something out. I have been completely on board with changing those things up significantly until I started looking into it. And I have been doing a couple counter guides. And even when some of these Mega Pokemon are not relevant, what I mean by that, they are not super effective as counters, they are still making up the top 1 through 3 counter spots against a lot of these Pokemon. So that sparked an interest in me. I was like, actually, how powerful are these Mega Pokemon? Because we have Shadow Pokemon, guys, and we have seen that Shadow Pokemon have a 20% boost in the attack, and they have a 17% reduction in the defense, making them stronger but glassier. In this case, when you take a Pokemon into a Mega form, it is going to get a boost in the attack, and it's going to get a boost in the defense, and it's not going to affect the stamina. So although we once had a Shadow Pokemon that did get stronger but had glassier, so it was dying out more, we now have a replacement Pokemon that is getting stronger, can take more hits, and is still maintaining the same amount of stamina. So now we're looking at a completely different type of Pokemon. Not only that, a lot of these Pokemon that have preemptively got Community Day moves, such as Charizard, Venusaur, Blastoise, to name a couple of the first premier megas that have come out, have really powerful moves that overpower even something like the Kyogre's Surf that did bump it up from the Hydro Pump. So now that we're seeing all this come into play, let's take a look at some of the Pokemon that are out. Then we're gonna compare some of the top categories that are gonna have some of the strongest Pokemon in it, and I'm gonna show you truly how overpowered these megas are, and maybe that's the reason why we can only have them for 4 hours, and they are a little bit limited. Because not only are they very powerful, guys, they have taken over the top spots for every single category that they do make up, even in their least effective ones, sometimes outperform the strongest shadows in that category. So let's check it all out right now. So since we do have the Giratina Origin form coming out soon, we're gonna kick it off with the Ghost type attackers. This is a Ghost and a Dragon type. We do know that predominantly, Rayquaza has always been the #1 attacker because it's not gonna be weak to Ghost. Although it does get Dragon Pulse, doesn't hit super hard against this Pokemon. So up until the Megas came out, it was predominantly going to be #1 Shadow Pokemon, Shadow Salamence, because we do know that that's the strongest Dragon Pokemon in the game right now. And then it was gonna be non-Shadow versions of Rayquaza. However, we are going to have Mega Houndoom out for this Pokemon. We will definitely look at the complete counter guide, but I just wanted to point this out to you guys. Mega Houndoom is going to take 466 seconds to take down the Giratina Origin form with 17 deaths. Salamence in the Shadow form is gonna be 532 seconds and 33 deaths, which is gonna be 70 seconds slower than the Mega Houndoom. And the Rayquaza is gonna be 617 seconds, which is the first premier non-Shadow Pokemon counter for this, and 34 deaths, which is 150 seconds slower than the Mega Houndoom. And it is double the amount of deaths than does the Mega Houndoom get. So have I not proven my point here just starting out? These Mega Pokemon, some of you guys may be like, I don't really want a Mega Pokemon. It's not really that cool. It's kind of expensive. Are ridiculously powerful. Not only that, when you put multiple Mega Pokemon in there, and you put multiple same type Mega Pokemon in there, everybody is getting damage boosts in that party. So now we're looking at some of the most powerful amplified Pokemon in the game, and we are just starting off with the first Ghost and Dragon type counter comparison. So just think about when the Mega Rayquaza comes out and see what that does, or even the Mega Gengar, and see how that's gonna stack up, which we will check out in a little bit. So to prove my point further, let's move on to another counter. Let's check out the couple counters that's gonna make up Mega Houndoom. Mega Houndoom is going to have a water weakness. Guess what's gonna be in the #1 spot? Mega Blastoise. We will definitely check out the complete counter guide for the Mega Houndoom. But guys, let's check this out. Mega Blastoise with Hydro Cannon is gonna take 452 seconds with 18 deaths to take down a Mega Houndoom. The #1 non-Mega counter is gonna be Shadow Swampert with Mudshot and Hydro Cannon. Definitely a strong Pokemon. 606 seconds with 31 deaths, which is 160 seconds more than is the Mega Blastoise. Then, if we go on to counter #5, we have the first non-Shadow Pokemon, which is going to be Kyogre, typically thought of as a very powerful legendary Pokemon. It's going to take 671 seconds to take this Pokemon down with 27 deaths. Guys, that is over 220 seconds longer than the Mega Blastoise with the Hydro Cannon to take down this Pokemon. Not only that, the deaths are virtually cut in about a little over a third as well. So there's point #2. So now let's look at another strong Pokemon. Let's take Kyogre for instance, because at some point it probably will come out. Let's look at the top counters right now. Thank you to PokeBattler for all these amazing counter guides. Their website is fantastic. Appreciate them for putting together all this and allowing us to do these types of comparisons. Kyogre has a weakness to grass as well as electric. Typically speaking, we have seen Zekrom as a non-shadow, Raikou as the #1 attacker in the shadow form, is now taken over by, guess what? A Mega Pokemon. Mega Venusaur. 589 seconds with 20 deaths. Shadow Raikou is going to be 696 seconds with 39 deaths. That's going to be 110 seconds longer. Guys, that's a ton of time with 19 more deaths. So some of you guys may be like, well, that's just a shadow Pokemon. So let's check out the Zekrom, for instance. Zekrom is going to be 759 seconds with 28 deaths. Guys, that is approximately 180 seconds longer, 8 more deaths than the Venusaur. And yes, the Kyogre does get Blizzard, which would be effective against the Venusaur. However, it's a 1-bar charge, and it's also going to be equally as effective against the Zekrom. So, where are we sitting now, guys? The top Pokemon in the last 3 counters that we have looked at have been monumentally dominated by the Mega Pokemon. So let's use one more as a comparison. Let's check out the Heatran. Heatran is known to be a pretty vulnerable Pokemon. It's going to be double weak to ground, being that it's fire and steel. So you would think that typically a ground Pokemon would beat out a Mega Pokemon, because the Mega Pokemon that we're going to use is Mega Blastoise, which is only single weak when we are fighting against the Heatran. So as far as this goes, the Mega Blastoise with the Hydro Cannon moveset must have that move. 497 seconds with 15 deaths. In comparison to the Groudon with double ground moves, 520 seconds with 19 deaths. So it does not have the advantage of being double weak when it's using its water move for the Heatran. Yet, it is beating out a double weakness, which is virtually impossible up until this point. But it is done so by mega boosting your Pokemon. And not even that, it's beating it by 30 seconds and it's dying 4 less times than is a Groudon in this case scenario. So after we've taken all those 4 comparisons, I've shown you that Mega Pokemon are dominating the counter guides. They are beating out what typically wouldn't have been beaten out before by anything based on having double weaknesses by single weaknesses. So have I not made myself clear? These Mega Pokemon are so powerful, it is completely out of control. So no wonder they are limiting it to a 4-hour period, and they are making them to be a little bit harder to commandeer as of right now, even though they've already made them vastly easier with increasing the Mega Raid energy that you can get per raids, and giving us tasks and events revolving around Mega Energy. So now guys, let's take a moment and check what the top spots of some of the top categories for attackers are now made up with as of right now. Thank you to Game Press. If we now check out with the Mega Forms involved into these stats. Mega Charizard Y, with Fire Spin and Blast Burn combination. Has a DPS times TDO, typically what used to be a strong DPS times TDO. The highest in the game was about 6,000. With the Reshiram was about, I believe, 3,300, which we will check out in a second. Is now Fire Spin Blast Burn on this Mega Charizard Y at 7,259. In the second spot for the All Fire is going to be Mega Blaziken Fire Spin Blast Burn at 7,118. If we go to page number 2, we can check out the Fire Moltres with Sky Attack 4933. If you guys want to see the #1 reigning supreme fire attacker right now, we'd have to go to page 4. Check out Shadow Entei with Fire Fang and Overheat at 3,789. And then Reshiram, the legendary Pokemon, Fire Fang Overheat at 3,683. So just starting out, guys, looking at the fire category, these Pokemon are insanely strong. So now we're going to move on to the water type Pokemon. #1 in the game, Mega Swampert Water Gun Hydro Cannon at 6,535. Then we have the Primal Kyogre, which doesn't have Hydro Cannon, but it's sitting at 6,228. So a Mega Swampert is beating it out. Mega Blastoise Water Gun and Hydro Cannon is going to be 4,441. So Mega Swampert is doing a ton of work in here. Then we have Mega Gyarados, Bite and Hydro Pump at 3,818. And guys, if you do want to see where a Kyogre sits, Waterfall Surf currently right now 2,714. And Palkia with Dragon Tail Hydro Pump is 2,917. So the Mega Swampert is about 2.5 times as powerful as is a Kyogre right now. Are you guys seeing the pattern here of how powerful these Mega Pokemon truly are? Next, let's move on to some grass type attackers. Mega Sceptile, Fury Cutter and Frenzy Plant, 6,798. Mega Venusaur, Vine Whip Frenzy Plant, 3,389. The strongest grass type Pokemon right now is actually Shadow Torterra with Razor Leaf and Frenzy Plant at 2,486, which is almost 3 times weaker than the Mega Sceptile. Now let's move on to the Dragon category. #1 in the game that is not out yet, Mega Garchomp with Dragon Tail Outrage, that is the premier moveset, 9,428. Then we have Mega Rayquaza, Dragon Tail Outrage, same moveset, 9,002. So remember when I did say that Black Kyurem was going to be the #1 dragon attacker in the game, or Shadow Salamence was outperforming everything else in the game? Black Kyurem has a DPS times TDO of 6,026, which is 3,400 points below the Mega Garchomp. Shadow Salamence, which is the strongest Shadow and Dragon type Pokemon in the game right now, Dragon Tail Outrage, 5,898, which in comparison to the Rayquaza right now, Dragon Tail Outrage at 3,564. So the Dragon Pokemon in the Mega form is the Garchomp is going to be 9,400 in comparison to 3,400 right now, virtually 3 times more powerful than the non-Shadow Dragon type Pokemon right now, but almost 2 times as powerful as the Shadow Pokemon, most powerful Dragon Pokemon in the game. And then the Black Kyurem, which I said was insanely powerful, is approximately 1/3 less powerful than is the Mega Garchomp in Pokemon Go. So let's check out 2 more categories right now. We have the Psychic Pokemon, Mega Mewtwo Y with Confusion and Scythe Strike, 17,033. Then with the same moveset, but Psycho Cut instead, it's going to be 16,685. Remember when we saw Shadow Mewtwo come out and I was gawking at how powerful this Pokemon was? Shadow Mewtwo, Confusion and Scythe Strike is 10,859. And then if we go to regular Mewtwo with Scythe Strike, we are looking at 5,994 for Confusion and Scythe Strike, which is the strongest move right now. And finally, let's check out the Ghost type Pokemon. Mega Gengar, which will be coming out soon, with Lick and Shadow Ball, 7,431. Strongest Pokemon for the Ghost type attacker in the game. Let's compare it to what is right now. We have Giratina Origin Form, Shadow Claw, Shadow Ball, 2,621. So what's the conclusion here? According to the DPS times TDO from Game Press, it does appear that these Pokemon are at least 2 times as strong as the other Pokemon. But when putting them in comparison using these simulators, they seem to be about 2/3 stronger. Meaning like if you take that Pokemon, you times it by 2/3 and you add it to whatever that Pokemon is, would be about it. So it's typically about 33% stronger to about 67% stronger than what are the Pokemon that are out right now. Because like I did talk about, the DPS times TDO in the game press is a little bit more heavy on the DPS and not so much on the TDO. So it looks to assimilate and kind of represent like it has a little bit more damage potential than when in actuality, when you're using it as a simulator, it doesn't quite perform as much. Because if it was 3 times truly as strong, they would be demolishing raid bosses. Like solos would be possible. Duos would be very easy for almost virtually every single raid boss that has come out, which is not so much the case. So on average, obviously we only have 1 Mega Pokemon, so we have to take that into account. However, if we use a Mega Pokemon and we back out, we heal, we go back in, may be more effective than using some of its counterparts that are in not the Mega form. So in conclusion, Megas are super powerful, they're very overpowered, and they are very valuable to your team, especially when going after raid bosses with a low amount of people, or if you're trying to beat it in a faster manner than what typically was possible before Megas came out. So although the system may not be perfect, you may not like everything about the Mega system, please don't overlook the fact that these Mega Pokemon are now the top attackers in every single category that they have potential to become Mega Pokemon in, even beating out current strongest legendary and shadow Pokemon. Yes, Mega forms are a little bit slightly challenging. They have challenged the way that we think about Pokemon. They have been more of a rental Pokemon as opposed to an owning Pokemon. But with these types of stats, do you now think it's a little bit more fair and a little bit more just? Because if we could have unlimited amount of Mega Pokemon, these Pokemon would be vastly dominating everything. There would be no more use for every other Pokemon in the game. So now that I look at all the stats, I see all the counter guides, I see how well these Pokemon are performing, I think that the Mega Pokemon system is a little bit more fairly justified than I once did think before. So let me know in the comments below what you guys do think. So my point of this video is, don't take Mega Pokemon lightly. They dominate all of the categories that they are participating in. Even if they were previously not a dominant or a top contender, they now dominate over any other Pokemon, including legendary Pokemon in the game. So thank you guys for tuning in. To all my likers, commenters, subscribers, Patreon members, everybody takes their support, subscription, and participation to the next level. I'm gonna see you guys out on the next video. Peace. I wanna take this time to thank everybody who supports me in every facet. It means the world to me, and an extra special thank you to all my Patreons. I greatly appreciate the extra support to continue to allow me to pursue Pokemon Go full time, allowing me to create my daily video uploads in the most timely fashion for everyone's benefit. Plus, I get the amazing experience of sharing my creative processes behind the scenes and raiding all around the globe with select upper tiers. Thank you everybody for being a part of the Trainer Club. You all mean the absolute world to me, and I will see you guys out on the next video.